What's up, guys? It's your boy Barca Boy 103. Today we're gonna be doing the match preview for Osasuna versus Barcelona in La Liga. We are back now in football action after a crazy transfer deadline day last night. And of course, the main reason there is a transfer deadline day is to perform well and to have a good squad on the pitch. And we are now back on the pitch in a very difficult match away to Osasuna. But there are going to be a lot of updates in this video. We have updates on our two signings on the transfer deadline day as well. A new kit has been released. We have updates on the registration of the squad as well. And of course, the match preview itself, where Barcelona have got to pick up 3 big points. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 200 likes this video. Be very much appreciated. And also, if you're new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already. And let's get into it. Kickoff time for this match will be taking place at 9 p.m. local time, so we do have the regular kickoff time in La Liga this weekend, and this match will be taking place at the El Sadar Stadium, of course the home of Osasuna. And the referee for this match has also been confirmed. On the pitch it will be Miguel Angel Abayas, and on the VAR it will be Guillermo Fernandez. Now we do have some more updates, of course, like I mentioned in the intro. Firstly, Barcelona's third kit of the season has been officially unveiled this morning, and it will be the kit that will be used tomorrow. So it will debut tomorrow against Osasuna, Barcelona's new third kit. Again, we've talked about this a lot on the channel. The leaks are essentially confirmed. Overall, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm amazed by it. I wouldn't say it's crap. It's fairly average kit. And of course, this morning we did have the presentation of the two Joaos, Joao Felix and also Joao Cancelo as well. Very quick. One of them came out. Firstly, it was Felix that came on the pitch, signed his contract. I'll keep you up. He said a couple words. I'm happy to be here. I made the sacrifice. He left. Cancelo did the exact same thing. So very quick presentations. Neither of them had a number on their backs, despite their numbers already being confirmed, but nonetheless, the two Joaos have been presented this morning and they are fully fit and ready to go to play for Barcelona. Let's start off by taking a look at the league table, where Barcelona currently sit in 4th place in La Liga on 7 points after playing 3 matches. We do have 2 wins and 1 draw. On top of the table, Real Madrid is on 9 points. We are 2 points behind because they played 3 matches and they have won all 3. We also have the same record as Girona and Atletico Madrid, but they do have a bit of a better goal difference than us. They scored more goals, but we've only scored 2-0. That's a +2, 4-3, +1 only. So there's actually our +3 right there. Now, looking at this in retrospect, the fact we gave Girona era Garcia is a bit annoying, like I said, for the past few weeks. Nonetheless, though, we're still in the still in touching distance of that title. Just gotta wait for Real Madrid to slip up at some point. But again, losing a game now would be catastrophic. You'll probably drop down to mid-table. That'll get in the player's head. Yes, I understand it's still fairly early, but you want to keep up the pace with the other top teams and how they're performing, and if not, perform better than them. So again, Barcelona so far on the right track. No real complaints. Of course, if we beat Getafe, it would have been better, but of course, Real Madrid will drop points at some point. Now, if you take a look at the top teams and who they'll be facing this weekend, Real Madrid will be hosting Getafe in about an hour's time as I upload this video. Of course, we know Getafe, they perform against us, but they won't perform against Madrid. That's an easy win for Real Madrid. But Atletico Madrid will be hosting Sevilla, which I think is the match of the weekend, the biggest game in La Liga. I expect Atletico Madrid to get over the line. Sevilla are not that great, and also they are at the Wanda Metropolitano. Although Sevilla can pull out a surprise, Getafe I have no hope in, absolutely whatsoever. So which means, of course, Barcelona do have the most difficult match out of the top teams, you could say. I think Atletico Madrid Sevilla is still a difficult match, but they're at home, so it gives them an advantage. But Barcelona playing away against Osasuna, very difficult away ground. It's up to Barcelona to pick up the pace and stay on track with the other top teams in the league. Now, if you take a look at our opponents in Osasuna and where they're currently standing in the league table, they are currently sat in 7th place in La Liga on 6 points after playing 3 matches. They have 2 wins and 1 loss. About, you could say, very close to Barcelona, 1 point off. They won the one game where they slipped up, they lost, but we drew, so there's that 1 point difference. But so far, you could say Osasuna in La Liga have had a fairly decent start, especially for the club of their level and their expectations as well. Let's now take a look at our opponents in Osasuna. Like I just mentioned, so far in the league, they're not doing too badly for their expectations. Of course, they were the surprise team last season. They came in the European spots. I think they just lost out on the qualifications, which we will talk about in a few seconds, but they're a very strong team, very well managed, and they've been on the rise, you could say, over the past year or so. Now, the last time we did face them was at the Spotify Camp Nou, where Barcelona did win 1-0. It was a very, 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 very close matchup, and it came to a Jordi Alba 85th minute winner that gave Barcelona all 3 points, and of course 1 step closer to that league title. Now, in the away match, of course, last season we just nearly won that match as well, 2-1. Remember, it was Raphinha's header. I think it was the final match before the World Cup as well. So both games last season against Osasuna, very, very tight, fine margins, but Barcelona did pick up all 6 points that were available in the 2 matchups. Now, if you take a look at the Osasuna's last 6 matches in all competition, in their last match they drew 2-2 with Club Brugge. They played on Thursday, Osasuna. They had a midweek game for a European qualifier. They ended up getting knocked out, which is unfortunate. No La Liga representation there, but the fact they played midweek should be a huge advantage for Barcelona. And of course, the last league match, they did beat Valencia 2-1. In the first leg of their qualifier, they did lose 2-1. They also lost 2-0 to Athletic Club. They beat Celta Vigo 2-0. In a preseason match, they won 2-1. So overall, you could say they've had a very decent start, especially for the schedule that they currently have, having midweek matches already. I think Athletic Bilbao, tough matchup, but they're at home. Maybe you could say they could have gotten at least a draw on paper. They also lost to Club Brugge at home as well. So you could say their home record at the moment isn't really on the right track. Let's take a look at their last 3 matches in all competition. Firstly, the 2-1 loss at home to Club Brugge in the European qualifier match. Look, it was a very, very tough matchup, very, very even, I must say, but they still played also. They still played very well. They had, Aitor Fernandez in goal, Ruben Peña, Gaitana, Garcia. They actually managed to sign Mojica on loan from Villarreal, who of course was linked with Barcelona a few windows ago. Very strong midfield, a very balanced front line as well, with Ruben Garcia, Moy Gomez, and Avila up front. But in the end, you could say Club Brugge were more clinical in this match, but again, they were at home and did need that big result. Over the next weekend, they did beat Valencia 2-1 at the Mestalla. I did watch this match, very, very close. It took Osasuna a 90th minute winner to get all 3 points. Very, very evenly matched. You can see also by the SofaScore ratings of the players for Osasuna, fairly mid performances, you could say. Again, they're coming off a midweek European qualifier match, which is understandable, but in this match they went toe-to-toe with Valencia, and you could say they're at a very high level compared to Valencia's current squad, which is just in disarray at this point. But the fact it took a 90th minute winner says how you could say their form is currently. Then finally, of course, they did play on Thursday. Keep in mind, playing on Thursday, they only have a two-day turnaround. That should give Barcelona a massive advantage. They drew 2-2 away in Belgium to Club Brugge and end up, of course, not qualifying for the Europa Conference League. This, you could say, is a line that we could probably expect from the match tomorrow. A very, very strong squad skill, very balanced, but wasn't able to get the job done. They still scored 2 goals. I believe they did go up 1-0 or 2-0 if I'm not mistaken. They ended up, conceding those 2 goals. So the defense can be got at. They do have some vulnerabilities, you could say, in their squad, but still a lot of quality. But in the end, they drew 2-2, couldn't really make it, just 1 goal off. But again, I can't reiterate it enough. They played midweek, which of course will give Barcelona somewhat an advantage. So overall, final thoughts on Osasuna. They're a very, very strong squad. You could say when they're probably in the top 7, top 8 best squads and best teams in La Liga, and they're very well managed by their manager Arastate, who's been with them for a very, very long time. Xavi gave him a lot of praise in the press conference, which we'll of course touch upon in a few seconds. Very good manager. He's beaten Barcelona a few times. He understands and knows how to do it. But again, he's a manager that likes to adapt a lot to the opponents that he's playing in terms of his system, his style, and also his personnel that he does end up selecting. Now, place to look out for, again, I would look out on their front line. You have Bunimir up front, those Giroud, Zlatan type of strikers, or Luke de Jong could even say this type of strikers always get behind Barcelona. Avila, their other Argentine forward, very, very, no, he's not Argentine, but their other forward, he's Argentine, very, very good as well. Moy Gomez, very experienced. You have Katana in the center back position, who's done very well. Sergio Herrera, their goalkeeper, I must say, he's probably top 5 goalkeeper in the league. The saves that he's making week in, week out are absolutely ridiculous. You have, of course, Ruben Garcia. You have Mojica, of course, who just came in on loan from Villarreal. Very, very good team. Very well balanced between veterans, youngsters, and good players, you could say, or, at the level of Osasuna. So for Barcelona, this match is just about keeping them under control. Again, you get that first goal, kill the crowd. Barcelona can definitely build into this match, but if you give Osasuna the space and they grow into this match, it's going to be a long day for you. So again, to Barcelona, you gotta win that midfield battle, control the possession, don't give them too many chances. And again, their defense is fairly strong, but once those holes are neutralized, it can be full flowing. So once you neutralize those holes, Barcelona, get those chances, score them, and that will be the road to get 3 points. Now, as it was deadline day yesterday and we had a lot of ins and a lot of outs, I think it's best to go through the registration currently of the Barcelona first team. As we can see, Iñaki Peña has been registered for Barcelona. We also have some new defensive additions as well. Joao Cancelo has been registered, as you can see there. Inigo Martinez as well. Alejandro Balde's renewal has been registered, even though it's not been announced yet, which is quite weird in my opinion. Again, you still have that same midfield, no real changes there. Of course, Gundogan still gets that picture. And of course, in the front line, you do have Joao Felix being registered as well with his 14 shirt number. And of course, the squad list for this match has been released this morning just before Xavi's press conference, and it is as follows: Ter Stegen, Joao Cancelo, Balde, Inigo Martinez, Gavi, Ferran, Lewandowski, Raphinha, Iñaki Peña, Joao Felix, Christensen, Marcos Alonso, Oy Romeo, Roberto De Jong, Gundogan, Koundé, Lamine Yamal, Casado, Coche, Fermin, and Kubrasi. So that's of course the center back from Barca Athletic. So in terms of everyone being fit, no surprise whatsoever. Again, the only, you could say, two missing players are Araujo and Pedri, who are both injured, and Inigo Martinez has been given the medical green light. He could be getting his first minutes as a new Barcelona signing tomorrow, so you also have to watch out for Cancelo and Felix as well. On top of that, Inigo Martinez. So it's nice to see the squad come out before the press conference. They've been a bit slacking recently. They always comes out like an hour before because of registration issues and stuff like that. But hopefully now the squad list will be coming out on time. We can talk about it in the match preview. But again, other than the injuries of Pedri and Araujo, no surprises whatsoever. Everyone is included. Time now to get into Xavi's press conference reaction. His press conference this morning, of course, he's asked a lot of questions about the current squad, the transfer market, injuries, fitness, his overall view currently on Barcelona. So a very intriguing press conference. Let's go and see what the Mr. had to say in the presser this morning. He's first, of course, like he usually does, talks about his opponent. He said that Osasuna is an intense rival who have been with the same coach for many years. They are a rocky team and they are a strong rival at home. Then he was asked on the transfer market on the whole. He said, we will see if we have a better team from last year that grades at the end of the season. I'm very happy the club have done a very good job and the team has strengthened well. The players who have left have asked to leave. We have moved quickly to reinforce us. Cancelo is a proven player who can play on both wings. Of course, it means both fullbacks. Due to the absence of Ansu and Abde, we lacked up front. Joao Felix has a lot of talent and has made the effort to come. I make a very good assessment positive. Everyone has done an extraordinary job to have a competitive team. He was then asked on Joao Felix's signing and that he fits us 100%. He's a player that we have liked. He has a natural talent. He can play as a 9 on the left. He can also adapt to the right as well. He and Cancelo can help us a lot in the season. Then he was asked on the market again and how what grade he would give it. He said, I would give it a 10 out of 10. They have worked excellently well. There have been moments of tension, but we played a lot with fair play as well. So Abde and Eric all wanted to leave. It's their decision. We have to adapt to that as well. It's been a very good market for us, and now we have to go out there and prove it on the pitch. Now, I don't really quite agree with Xavi's rating for the market, but nonetheless, we continue. Xavi also concluded off by saying that I have the utmost enthusiasm. I'm the club man and I try to adapt to the circumstances. Mateo, Deco, Jordi, the president, Rafael Uste, they've all done a great job. We are excited about how the squad has turned out. Then he was asked on Eric Garcia's departure, saying, look, he came to me and told me that he wanted a change of scenery and that he needed it. I tried to convince him not to do it, but due to the fair play circumstances, this transfer has been made. Ansu, Abde, and Eric all asked to leave. Now, he says that he also left Eric Garcia because of fair play. I think that's BS. Eric Garcia signed during COVID. His wages are very low, and I think they're a lot heavily based on variables, bonuses, and how he plays. So, don't really quite believe that. But nonetheless, Eric Garcia is asked to leave, and in the end, Xavi tried to convince him, and he decided to end up leaving. More on departures, Xavi said we haven't lost anyone. The 3 can return. Of course, Abde, Eric Garcia, and Ansu. When you listen to them, you understand they need to have more minutes. Here we are at Barcelona, and we don't just give those away. It's very difficult to have minutes here at Barcelona. Again, he's absolutely spot on. We haven't technically lost those players, and again, they need minutes, and we can't really give that to them right now. Then as on the Champions League draw, of course, Xavi's first reaction to the draw, saying that we have to prove it. The group is the Champions League level. We are focused on the goal of being first in the group. There will be difficulties, and it will not be easy at all. It should be easy, man. That group is the most easiest group I've ever seen in my life. And then he was asked on who will be starting tomorrow, either Lamine Yamal or Raphinha, or can they both start? He said, look, you give too much importance to starting players. Ferran Torres came off the bench and scored 2 goals. It is the attitude and the player that must understand it. There are 5 changes, whether Raphinha starts or later. He has to be prepared. Now, I do agree with Xavi on that. Again, I think right now in the world of football, starters and not starters don't really have a difference. I think it's probably that starting 11, then those 5 main players off the bench. They come in and out, rotation, all that sort of stuff. So many games. I guess right now you could be upset because they're at the beginning of the season playing once a week, but once they're playing, Champions League, Copa, La Liga, big games during the week, it's going to be absolutely hectic. Then as on the Joaos, again, apparently, of course, Joao Cancelo and Joao Felix do have some attitude problem. He said, look, we're going to treat them like any other. We're going to try and help them to get to their best level. This already happened with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and it was exemplary. We'll try to make them feel comfortable and treat them with respect, with a good attitude. Everyone will be happy. Of course, Cancelo's had issues with Pep Guardiola, Nagelsmann, Joao Felix has problems with Diego Simeone, but Xavi says, look, end of the day, when they come here, it's a brand new start. Everyone said this about Aubameyang. He had problems with Arteta, had problems with Tuchel at Dortmund as well. He came here, he was absolutely brilliant, 10 out of 10. So again, situations can change. Then as on Abde, and look, we have a buyback option. Abde insisted a lot that he wanted to leave, and we tried to find a solution, and I think we've done well in that scenario. So again, having that buyback option is very important. Does make the deal a bit better. He was then asked on Ansu as well, saying that he has a feeling that he has to play, and the goal for him is still to succeed at Barcelona. He has a big heritage at this club. So again, them all having the possibility of returning is very important. Then asked on fitness, saying that both Cancelo and Felix are fine. Inigo has made the list, but he lacks a bit of rhythm. He's a profile with a left foot, leadership, and a sign that I like a lot. It's been difficult for him, but he's fine, and he will gradually enter. So it looks like Felix and Cancelo fully fit, ready to go. Inigo Martinez is fit, but still lacks that match rhythm. Then asked on the Negreira case, there have been reports this morning saying that Barcelona have been dropped of all charges in the Negreira case. Surprise, surprise. Xavi said that in my life, 17 years in the first team and now as a coach, had the feeling of being benefited, contrary to what the Guardia Civil may think. So again, Xavi saying there in his 17 years at Barcelona as a player and as a coach, he's never been influenced and never felt like he's been influenced or helped by the referees whatsoever. Then asked on Aleman's departure, saying that Mateo's departure tastes bad to me, but he's also the players who have left as well. I think that Mateo and Jordi have done an excellent job, and also Deco, but I highlight the work done so far by Mateo and Jordi, of course, for the past, you could say, year and a half, and also this year as well. This summer, they were the ones mainly painting it. Deco came in, halfway and just kind of took over, so again, wish Mateo and Jordi all the best. Then he's asked whether now Balde and Cancelo can both play together. Of course, they're both very attacking fullbacks. So that look, everyone can play together except for the 3 goalkeepers. That's what football is. We are an attacking team. We can play with 2 offensive fullbacks, and Cancelo can also play as a fullback, a winger, or even in the midfield. So hopefully Xavi can use Cancelo's qualities to our advantage. Then asked on Jules Koundé, saying that he's at a spectacular level. He's a guarantee as a center back, and as a fullback, he's a leader. Very few in the world defensively are better than him. I think right now, on current form, Koundé is the best center back in the world. I cannot think of anyone off the top of my head that is better than him. Maybe you could say Ruben Diaz is at the level of him, but I mean, apart from that, there's honestly no center back, I think, who's done in the first 3 games as well as Koundé. Then he's asked again on Joao Felix, more specifically where he can play. So look, he can play as a number 7, number 9, also number 11, but also has the qualities to play as an interior in a 4-3-3. So he could maybe use Felix as that creative midfielder that he wanted throughout the whole entire summer. He's a very versatile player. He has wonderful qualities to succeed at Barcelona. And finally, Xavi, I'll conclude off by saying that I'm going to give the youngsters from La Masia opportunities. I do not care about their age. And that concluded Xavi's press conference reaction ahead of the match against Osasuna tomorrow. Let's now get into the lineup prediction. We're going to start with the manager, of course, Xavi Hernandez. I'm going to try my best to predict the lineup. It will be very difficult to predict. We'll stick with the same team, same formation, same style. Will he bring in the new players? Will he change the style? Go with 2 wingers? I have absolutely no idea what he will do, but I have a prediction, and I have gone with this lineup on the screen right now for Xavi. I've gone with Ter Stegen in goal, a back 4 Roberto, Koundé, Christensen, and Alejandro Balde. Midfield 3 of Oya Romeu, Frankie de Jong, and Gundogan, and a front 3 of Lamine Yamal, Robert Lewandowski, and Gavi off the left-hand side. I think he will pick the exact same lineup that he picked against Villarreal. I cannot see any changes. I really can't. Unless he's feeling really nice, he can bring in Cancelo at right back, but I highly doubt that. He's just came in not even 24 hours ago yet. So I think it'll be very, very difficult to see a formation change. I pray that Xavi start another winger alongside Lewandowski. He's got, like, Lewandowski came out of the media and said, like, look, we're better with 2 wingers. And also all the fans agree with that as well. So hopefully he brings in either Ferran or Raphinha to start this game. Again, for Raphinha, back from his red card. Also Xavi as well, back from his red card, will be on the touchline. I think that midfield 3 is pretty solid. Maybe Gavi could drop in there if we do bring in a forward. And I also think that back 5 is pretty solid as well with the current situation we do have. Love for anyone else to play. You could play Koundé at right back and then play Marcus Alonso center back with Christensen. I actually wouldn't mind that, but I think with Koundé kind of, you know, barring last second does not want to play at right back, he might have to comply with that. So we'll wait and see. I really, if you gave me this lineup but Cancelo starts, I wouldn't mind that either. But again, I think starting with 2 wingers is absolutely imperative in this match, but I don't think Xavi will do it. I think Xavi will pick this lineup on the screen right now. But of course, in the comments down below, let me know what you think Xavi is going to go with. Now I'm going to show you guys my lineup, what I would do if I was a Barcelona coach, and I have made a few changes from Xavi's lineup selection. I've gone with this lineup on the screen right now. I've gone with Ter Stegen in goal, a back 4 of Koundé, Christensen, Marcus Alonso, and Alejandro Balde, midfield 3 of Oya Romeu, De Jong, and Gundogan, and a front 3 of Lamine Yamal, Lewandowski, and Ferran Torres. So again, firstly, in that back 5, I've done exactly what I think Xavi should do. I brought Marcus Alonso at center back. Look, Alonso at center back, you all know is better than him at left back. And I also think at left back against Villarreal, he was average. I don't think he was desperately poor like Roberto was, or I don't think he was exponentially well. I think Roberto, what he did last week against Villarreal, is droppable beyond belief. So I had to drop him, and then based on who's fit and stuff, I made this back 5, which I think is better than the back 5 that I predicted Xavi would do. Midfield 3 stays the exact same, and I have gone, of course, with Ferran Torres on the left. I think he has to start. Man's on fire. He's got 2 goals off the bench in his past 2 games. He's been being very impactful on the pitch. I think he should be given the opportunity. But of course, the big question is now is that you do end up dropping Gavi. I was thinking about, can I put Gavi in the midfield? I think that midfield is pretty concrete. Of course, Gavi will be on the bench. He'll probably be disappointed with that. I think he still played very well against Villarreal, but I think with the system and style that I want to play, if I was a manager, of course, it would lead to Gavi being on the bench. But that's the lineup that I would select for this match. But of course, in the comments down below, let me know if you rather pick my lineup or Xavi's lineup. Time now for my score prediction. What do I believe the result will be in this match? Now, my official prediction is a narrow Barcelona victory by 2-1, but honestly, I think there's a better chance it could be a draw. I'm back in Barcelona just simply on the fact that Osasuna played midweek, and that Barcelona, we have some good sensations right now, signing good players and blah, blah, blah. We're all on a high, and of course, Barcelona have to go out there and win this match. Of course, we're going to know by the time this game happens if Real Madrid win or lose. Whether they win or lose or draw, it's going to give Barcelona that extra motivation. Oh, they lost, we have to win. Oh, they won, we got to keep pace with them, we have to win. Now, I do think a draw is definitely possible. I don't think Barcelona will lose, but I think whoever scores the first goal will determine the outcome of this match. I think if Osasuna scores first, draw is the best thing we're going to get. If we score first, I'll be confident in getting the win. It also depends on Xavi's line selection as well. If he picks that 4 midfield, I'll be very, very pessimistic. I'll probably end up thinking it's going to be a draw. But if he starts with a winger, I'll be confident that we can win. But we can definitely win this match. I think right now it's the best time to play Osasuna. They're vulnerable. They played a lot over the past few weeks. And I think Barcelona can just get the job done. I have predicted Barcelona to win this match by 2-1. But of course, in the comments down below, let me know what you think the score line will be. So that was my match preview for Osasuna versus Barcelona in La Liga. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. But the main thing, firstly, of course, is your score prediction, and secondly, on those lineups. Firstly, would you rather pick my lineup or Xavi's lineup? What do you think Xavi would go with? You'll go with the 4 in midfield or with the winger? What would you go with? You're the manager. Leave me all your thoughts down below. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below as well if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for the live watch along. Set the reminder on the screen and come enjoy and watch the game with me. Fall share for the match by my match reviews. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Big game ahead. Nothing but the 3 points. Take care and Forza Barca.